Hey guys, we've got quite a bit to unpack in this video today, but before we do that, I just wanted to let you guys know that not all of the videos we produce are going to be the boring sitting behind the desk videos, and we'll actually start making some jam-packed content like building our dream home right here where we're standing. But for now, we're going to ask for your patience and bear with us as we build our businesses and sit behind the desk every day, and while we get better making these videos for you guys. So let's go make some coffee and let's get into the video. Now, there are 4 key pieces of details that actually stood out to me in the research phase of this whole project. And if you remember from the previous video, I mentioned that I want to learn absolutely everything, the ins, the outs, and I want to master every aspect of this business and the opportunity that I've got in my hands. Now, the first piece of detail was quite unconventional. I was recommended to actually build this platform as if I was the only shopper on this online shop. And I didn't really understand that from the start, and then it clicked. If you build something yourself, you are going to look for the easiest ways around certain scenarios. So for the online shop, the goal for us was to create the easiest navigation system on, I would say, Earth, but it's not really. I just want to build a really good navigation system for clients and customers and buyers to get to the point faster. And on this detail, it clearly stated that you need to launch with urgency. So meaning as you build, you launch and you improve from there and carry on. And the last piece of this info is to actually build as if your life is dependent on it. Because nobody likes that most e-commerce stores take years to build and perfect and master and still fail. So for us, it's don't fail, just keep going and launch like our life depends on it. And the second detail was what someone called the top 20% rule. Now, the top 20% rule has 2 parts to it. And the first part is to actually focus on the top 20% customers. You focus on the top 20% of clientele that are going to spend the most money on your online shop. And 2 is to establish the top 20% of the products that you sell. Meaning your marketing focus point is on the top 20% of the products that you've got on your online shop. Now, it does take a bit of research to establish which products are the right products for this category, and exactly what it says, you focus on them. The rest will follow. The third key detail that really stood out to me is improving on current pain points. We established that most online stores in South Africa are a maze of back and forth. We saw too many pages pointing to the same outcome. And the worst part of it all is it really took a lot of time to get to where we wanted to be. And there are scenarios where you want customers to kind of be in an endless loop, but not 5 to 6 clicks just to make a purchase. Yes, you want some of your customers to window shop, but when your buyer is ready to purchase, you want them to make a decision fast and get out of there. Most people who shop online mostly know what they want. So it means 80% of your clientele know exactly what they want. And your displayed info on your listings should educate the other 20% to compel them and persuade them to make a purchase on your online shop. And there's another point around that we'll get into. And then the fourth key detail was the value proposition. Most of our suppliers don't like when we undercut the market. They don't want us to be the cheapest technology online store in the country. And most of the time they'll actually close your account because of it. So we had to establish a value proposition that says, yes, we are not the cheapest online shop in the market, but you're getting so much more than just the product. Things like giveaways, free stuff, free upgrades on certain purchases, loyalties, fast deliveries, and actual special treatment, just something to make the customer feel special at the end of the day. Because you need to persuade them to make a purchase on a store where they could probably get the product for cheaper. So you need to let your online shop actually communicate with a customer directly. And when a customer makes a purchase, it's worth phoning your client up and communicating with them and talking to them and seeing what persuaded them to make a purchase on your online shop, and maybe add a freebie in there. So that's exactly the plan that we've got for this online shop. And I've established a whole design around it. Let me explain. Now, coming back to the first key detail that I mentioned earlier, it actually made me realize that it's quite valuable because your design actually flows differently to like other online shops. So the first thing we designed was the landing page / the home page. And that was quite an important one to establish because, and in my ideal design, I would essentially want a hero section, just something that explains what the store is and what it's about. And in my perfect world, there are 3 sections that follow. One is trending products or trending categories. So it produces that like FOMO fever to the client. And then we've got 2 different shop by categories. And these are quite important because instead of stuffing the entire online shop onto your single homepage, you actually want your client to make the first click on your homepage. So in my perfect world, I would say shop by solution, which is pre-established solutions that I can actually propose to a client without having them like in front of me. And then we've got shop by category. And that's quite important because most of your categories should point to a specific outcome. And then the next section that we built was our builders, because I decided to do 4 different builders, which is like guided builders where clients can actually click and they can like create their own solution for a problem that they've got. So we've got a PC builder, security builder, a solar and power builder, which is exactly what it says, solar, UPSs, whatever the client may need. And then we've got a cable builder. So if you want custom cables made, we can make that for you. And then that's followed by the important details that we want to display. So on our online shop, the first part is our giveaway, which you can go check out at your own time. Basically, we're giving away a full package to the value of like 50,000 Rand to one lucky winner. And then the second part is our hot deals, which just showcases 2 or 3 different products that we think customers would want to kind of just invest time and money into to improve on their current like setups and those type of things. And then that follows by a little bit of info, which in our case is why you should choose Techmogul. And that's what makes the key concepts in the beginning of this video quite like interesting at the end of the day, because you want to create the shop of your dreams and the shop that you essentially want to buy from. And by establishing the way that you would essentially make it easier for yourself, at the end of the day, you're also establishing a way to make it easier for your customers. But yeah, maybe that was insightful for you. We are carrying on with the final design of our shop and getting all the products up and running, establishing the top 20% of the products that we gonna focus on. And yeah, just a short little video. Hopefully it's not too much to take in, and hopefully it's not a lot of rambling like the previous videos. And guys, please remember that we are focusing on making these videos better at the end of the day, and we want to improve. We want to build something out of this, and hopefully we can once again build something out of nothing and grow step by step. And for me, the first steps are just improving that little bit every single day. But that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.